Hi, it's Sunday the 28th of April. Welcome to Nigel Kay's video channel regarding tomato growing. This week we're going to show you the general husbandry and care of the tomato plants. They've been in 2 weeks, and as you can see from our last video last week, they're doing well. They're grown quite well, and the colour's a nice green colour, which as they should be, so shows the plant's healthy. So we're going to do some general husbandry today on how to care for them and keep them right. So as you can see, this is a standard upright variety of a tomato plant. As we said, this one was Shirley, and as you can see, in between the stem and the leaf, these need to come out. These are what we call, or I call them robbers. So we nip away and we start at each plant. We go up and down the plant. We wait till about 2 inches tall, and we take each one out like this. You know when your tomato plants are doing well, you know when they're growing well, because the robbers start to grow. So as you can see, we've basically cleaned this tomato plant out. We've took all the robbers off it. And we can see the first truss is forming here as well. So first truss is well formed and the second truss is coming. So now we've got the plant, what I call de-robberized. We've got all those off. We need to, well, last week we started to tie them up. What you need to remember about tying a tomato plant up is tying everything that way just doesn't work all the time. Because as the tomato plant becomes heavy, hopefully becomes heavy with plenty of tomatoes, and the crops become a weight on the plant, it can actually start pulling the plant down, and the plant can collapse and it can break. So what we do is we sometimes, every other tie-in, we tie the plant to the cane. So we get our piece of string and we tie it to the cane as tight as possible, like that, and then we tie it to the tomato plant to the cane. That way the cane is supporting the tomato plant, and during the future weeks and months, as these plants start to have plenty of tomatoes on them, then it's actually supported by the cane, so it actually stops the tomato plant collapsing down. So I would recommend you do a standard loop tie every other tie-in, and every other tie-in after that you tie the plant to the cane like that, which stops it collapsing down. Yeah, so that plant looks quite healthy, it's green, it's healthy, it's well. At the moment, as I say, these have been in 2 weeks, so at the moment we're just, every 2 or 3 days, we just give them a going over with the watering can and give them a water. Last week we gave them a feed of the 50% seaweed extract, so we're going to carry on feeding that every 2 weeks. So let's jump back up and have a look. So yeah, that plant's clean, it's tidy. As I say, all the side shoots have gone and it's grown quite nicely. Now next week we're going to discuss feeding tomatoes a bit more. So as I say, these grow bags say there's enough feed in them for 3 to 4 weeks. The tomato plants have been in 2 weeks so far, so next week they'll have been in 3 weeks. So we need to discuss a feeding programme. Now feeding with tomatoes is very, very important. People think let's just hammer them at this stage with potash. That doesn't work. As I say, potash is something that needs to go into the tomato plant as the tomatoes begin to form. So we need a nice general balanced feed to keep the plants healthy. We need to keep them looking well, and we need to keep them growing at a steady pace until the tomatoes start to set. Now last week I said we had 2 varieties in here. We've got Shirley's up this side and we've got Moneymakers down this side. Last week I actually introduced, somebody actually gave me 3 plants of these ones here. These are called Honeycomb. So we'll just watch these how they go. Apparently they're a very, very sweet tomato, smaller in size. They're not a bush variety, they're an upright cordon variety, and so we'll just want to try these go. I've never grew them before, we'll just watch them, see what happens. Well, thank you very much for tuning in our video. I'm going to carry on now taking these robbers off the rest of these tomato plants, and we'll tie them up and de-robberize them and keep them right. So tune in next week please, and we'll go through the tomato feeding programme and how to feed tomatoes properly. Thanks very much. Bye bye.